Okay, I'm just making a quick video update for you. So, that was the base wire that broke this time. That one was already broke. Both of them, a V-shaped damper, both of them are still functioning enough to have tone and to dampen. So that's good. I mean, we still want to replace these wires. Unfortunately, the broken wire from today broke at the hitch loop, which in my experience is not spliceable. So it broke basically where the hitch turns into the wire. I have that wire set aside. I can try to get it duplicated. I've been doing this almost 30 years and I still don't really feel like I've found a good string winder who's good at duplicating. I'm going to reach out to Hallett and Davis because they'll have the exact specs, and it might just be easier to order it from the maker than to try to have them replicated by a string winder. I believe we're going to end up with two of these wires and use this to replace that because they should be pretty much the same. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a tiny diameter difference, but I think it's close enough that the two wires would be acceptable. If Hallett and Davis has the measurements, that would be ideal. This is the broken wire here. If they don't, we might end up having to do a string rubbing, which is a lot like when you rub onto an old gravestone, where we would place paper against the string and then use like the side of a crayon to get the imprint of all the parts onto the paper, and they can use that to determine the measurements in order to replicate the strings. It's a little bit elective, to be honest. I mean, we've got functioning notes, so it just kind of depends on your need. It also meant that during the tuning, I was being kind of forgiving going into the bass because we just don't want to break more strings, and we've already got two. So that's a pretty good indicator that there's fatigue on that section, so let's not push it too hard. As far as the tuning went, it wasn't really a touch-up, but it also wasn't a full tuning, something in the range of like a reconstruction, where there was enough notes where they should be that I could use them as signposts to bring the rest of them back in. I had to temper from scratch, but a lot of the octaves were cooperative. Thankfully, in the bass, everything was sharp, so I'm willing to move them flat. But I don't want to be tightening them whenever possible. We want to avoid straining that area. So let me know what you want to do. If we get new wire on this piano, it's going to be elastic, so we'll bring it up to tension, and then I'll have to come back maybe twice more to keep bringing it up to tension because it's going to stretch like crazy, and it will be obnoxiously out of tune during that stretching process.